46% of U.S. want Dwayne Johnson as president as he floats potential run. Newsweek story. At least 46% of Americans would support a presidential run from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, according to a new poll. The actor and former presidential wrestler has hinted that could be a 2024 candidate for several years. A poll by People Say suggests that nearly half of all U.S. adults would support his candidacy. The poll found that 29% would support campaigns both by Johnson for president and actor Matthew McConaughey for Texas governor. The poll was conducted amongst 30,138 adults between April 2nd and April 4th. Johnson tweeted, "Not sure our founding fathers ever envisioned a 6'4", bald-tattooed, half black, half Samoan, tequila-drinking, pickup truck driving, fanny pack wearing guy joining their club. But if it ever happens, it would be my honor to serve the people."
He's doing it. There is absolutely no doubt he will run for president. The only question is, what year will it be? He will run. There's no doubt. There's zero doubt. He just said it. He says, if the people want me to, duh, it's already happening. All right, I'll tell you another thing. The Rock is bored. Okay, he's probably the busiest guy in the world, but he's bored as hell, and I'll tell you why. No offense, but he doesn't make great movies. I mean, he makes good movies. He makes franchises.
Jumanji, bro.
He makes action movies, but it's the same thing. He's not winning Academy Awards. He's done what you can do making movies.
Yeah,
he's bored with it. And I'll tell you another thing. He was 10 times more entertaining as a wrestler. I mean, right now he's like a politician where he wants to please everybody, and he's very good at that. He's the best in the world. But there was nobody like The Rock when it came to wrestling. There was not a single more entertaining person on this planet than Dwayne Johnson when he was a wrestler. If I was always hoping,
Great point, Tom.
There was never a doubt for me that he was going to be a huge movie star. My disappointment was he didn't carry that Rock persona over into acting. It always became, I'm going to try this acting. I'm going to take it serious. I'm Dwayne Johnson. But he's going to run for president, and he'll probably win. And I'll tell you why, because this works. Politicians that come from Hollywood works because it's an outsider. You have the name. Clint Eastwood, mayor of Carmel, and he was successful. Arnold Schwarzenegger, governor of California, very, very successful. Ronald Reagan, president of the United States, one of the greatest ever. I think he's going to do it, and I think he's going to win.
And by the way, just so you know, neither Reagan or Arnold was as famous as The Rock was.
Correct.
Social media,
Of course, that's what I'm saying.
Even close.
No. He was a B actor.
The only person that's close to The Rock.
President of SAG is
The only person that's close to Rock.
Trump.
Well, it's Trump.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, and Arnie. Arnie was probably maybe the biggest movie star
Who's
at one
Arnie?
time.
Arnold.
Schwarzenegger when he ran for governor.
Good old Arnie.
Arnie.
That's your boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it now. He starts off every press conference. He shows up and he goes, "Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?"
Can you
and
imagine if he does that?
He sounded like an opera singer.
Yeah,
He didn't
I don't know.
sound like
I
The
don't
Rock.
know. I kind of butchered that one, but there it was. I can see him say, "Can you smell?" But I think let's talk about the things he has going for him. Number 1, number 2, number 3 is name recognition. Are you kidding me? Like, you can run for president. You have the best ideas ever. You know, let's just pick on Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
He had great ideas. Maybe you didn't like him. Maybe
Yeah.
you liked him or not. UBI, what have you. Bringing tech, bringing math, but nobody knew who it was. We had no chance.
Yeah.
Tom Delaney, whoever this guy was. Exactly. You don't even know who he is. So he has name recognition. But I think the biggest thing that he has going for him is there is a huge hunger and appetite in this country for a third party. The third party lane is completely freaking
one of you guys would
wide
go
open.
there.
I mean, I don't know if he's going to run as a Dem
That's
or
the question.
like, who knows?
Yeah.
But the guy's got so much money. He'll have Hollywood behind him. He'll have people clearly donating. The guy, there's just such the middle lane is wide open. Let's not forget, if he is going to run, I think that he would run as a Democrat because Hollywood.
If you're listening
liberal,
to this, does he run as a Democrat or as a Republican or independent?
Well,
Comment below. I'm curious. Go, keep
and
going.
then let's just not forget, it was maybe 6 months ago where he goes, "Where is he? Where is he?" And he starts getting crazy like he's freaking on Batman movie talking about Trump.
Yeah.
So he obviously is not a fan of Trump, calling out Trump. But in my opinion,
Did you believe him?
Oh, I believe
He's an actor.
he's an actor.
Did you believe that he's totally against
It seemed
Trump?
forced. It seemed fake.
No.
I don't think he likes Trump. I'm just put that
Well,
out
I don't
there.
think he likes
Yeah,
Trump,
no.
but I also don't think he likes Biden.
Yeah, I think he likes Biden more than Trump. I mean,
he he
listen,
supported
he didn't have
Biden.
to come out and
Believe
do that.
it or
Yeah,
not.
he did.
He didn't have to come out and say
do
that.
because
Are
he
you
supported
kidding me?
Biden.
What do you?
Meaning he could have chose to done something.
Well,
a little more
let me
discreet.
say this. I don't know if you ever watched the interview. Trump, Rock is very careful with his words. Go and watch the 5-minute clip of him, Kamala, and Biden. He didn't go out there and fully endorse. I don't know. He says, well, we hope that you're going to be able to go out there and do the best things. He never fully supported it.
Where's Rock on the political spectrum? Center left?
He's center right to me.
Center right.
He's exactly where I am, is I think where he's at.
Okay.
Except I don't think he can be loud about it.
Right, he can't. Here's what to look at. If he runs as a Democrat, he's not putting Hollywood in his rearview mirror. If he runs as an independent, it means he's done with Hollywood because you can't go back. I don't think you could go back to Hollywood.
They will destroy him. They will destroy him.
If he runs as what?
If he runs as an independent, he's done in Hollywood, in my opinion.
If you run as an independent, and it's that freaking bad to run as an independent?
God, yeah.
Oh,
I think
God.
so.
I don't know. I think if you run as a Republican, yes. If
say
you run
that
as an
again.
independent,
No, not as an independent.
I don't think you get lambasted by Hollywood.
But let me give you a quick question here and half statement here. Running as an independent, what are you really saying? Are you more center left or center right?
Right.
Traditionally, a little more center right.
Exactly. So,
But Bernie Sanders is independent,
and
so
there's far from Bernie Sanders is independently a
Anomaly.
socialist.
Yes.
That's what he is.
Yeah.
Is an independent socialist.
he
As he is.
caucuses with the.
He caucuses with
Dems.
socialists and communists. That's what he caucuses with. Period.
Democratic socialism. Pat.
Right. Okay. Got it. Let's raise taxes to 90%. That's very democratic. Yes. But let's go back to The Rock here. I think he's got too many people in his ear that put way too much pressure on him. I think he, deep down inside, is a people pleaser. And what I mean by this is, let me say this in the most respectful way possible. I think he loves his mom and his family. Obviously, the guy's a total family guy, but his dad pushed him a lot, and he loves his mom. So he's got a soft place in his heart for women, 100%. I think the guy's going to be very protective there. So if women come in and tell him it's not fair, he may kind of be tipping to that side. So on any social issues when it comes to women, I think he's going to support them. I think LGBTQ, I think he's going to support them. Military, he's pro-military. That's what's so strange about it. He's a pro-military guy.
He's a fighter, man.
So he's going to support them. Not only a fighter, he's pro-America. He's got flags of America everywhere.
Good.
He's going to get heat for that and criticism for that. Economically, he's made a lot of money. That's going to be on the right side economically. But if he becomes himself to run, he'll make change. He'll make enemies. But if he becomes who everybody in Hollywood wants him to become to run, I think he'll be miserable. I think he will be miserable. Yeah. One time he was doing an interview with Oprah Winfrey, and somebody was asking him a question about what happened between his marriage when it fell apart, when it didn't work out, all this other stuff. And I don't know if you've seen this interview. You can tell he really wants to say the right thing. Like, he is so concerned about saying the right thing, okay? So much about saying the right thing. And by the way, the part with him that I think it could fully be pulled off, and he can be a generational type of a leader. Because I think what Trump could have done to unify, this guy could pull off. Now, do I think The Rock can go up against China and negotiate like I think Trump could negotiate with China? Absolutely not. Do I think Rock could do that? I don't think so.
I think he's going to give Xi the people's elbow and knock him out.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
He might sock him right in the shoulder.
I don't think
you
so
never
because
know.
a lot of his movies that he did in the last recent years, it was about China movies, and he was getting paid twice the amount of money of what he would have done if it was just a U.S. movie.
Well, once you start running for president, you throw out your love of movies
I
and
get
making
that.
money out the
Listen,
window.
I'm telling you, for me, I'm an optimistic guy. I'm a guy that's an optimistic guy, and I'm a guy that's a fan of his. His story is a fantastic story. It'd be a great story for kids to grow up saying, I want to be like, President, Dwayne Johnson when I grow up. It's going to be one of those things if he pulls it off. But I hope he comes out with some policies to protect taxes, protect the military, and still figure out a way to tell both sides, you're a little too extreme. You're a little too extreme. I'm going to be right here.
A couple quick thoughts. I do agree with you that I think he is a uniter, and I think he would be able to unite the country, capitalists, Hollywood, leftists, liberals, flag, all that. I do believe that versus, previous president who I think was a divider. And that's more of on a macro perspective. And then just a little tidbit that I'm going to throw in there as a little PS. Don't forget where The Rock went to college. University of Miami. What is the biggest swing state in the country? Florida. Florida, for the last few elections, has gone to the right. Little bit of red. But Florida's probably the most purple state in the country. In the north, Tallahassee, where I went to college, a little more conservative, panhandle, the white trash Riviera, they call it up there, down south, a little more liberal. Obviously, Trump's here in Mar-a-Lago. So I think he has the ability to make Florida the tipping point in the election if he wanted to do that.
He's way bigger than
No,
one
clearly,
state.
bro. He's got to run in 50 states. But Florida is a tipping point in any election.
If he runs, I don't think he'd need it. I really don't. Here's what I would say about The Rock, and to your point, Pat. When he was a wrestler, he was so comfortable in his skin because that was the family business. He knew it. He knew it growing up. He knew it in and out. When he was in Hollywood at the beginning stages, and even now, he's trying to conform to a certain degree. Now, he's just so damn talented, and he's so charismatic. You know, he's so good at promoting and everything. And he does well in the types of movie he picks that he's going to be super successful. My fear is that he would do the same thing in politics that he's doing in acting, is trying not to offend, trying to just be a better alternative than what we've had lately.
Yeah.
Go in there and kick some ass and make some changes and don't care what people say. Here's what he should do. Career advice 101 for The Rock. Run as a Democrat, emulate John F. Kennedy. All right, there you go. Kennedy,
that's a good guy.
John F. Kennedy. Yeah. You know, you do that, you kind of follow that game plan, you know, where you can play both sides a little bit. You're going to get that Hollywood money, which you need. You cannot turn your back on Hollywood. You just can't do that if you're The Rock.
Or Wall Street.
And I think there's a way to do it. You don't have to be the same type of Democrat. I think Republicans would embrace someone that was a little bit not so crazy of what we've seen on the left side lately.
Yeah, I think if he goes that way, he is going to conform, and he's not going to be the president if he goes that way. I think you're right. If he wants to be having that check mark of, hey, I'm verified, I'm 47, I'm 48, whatever. If he wants to have that check mark, which only 47, 48 people have ever had in the world, which is being a president of the greatest country in the world, fine. Then go take that route. But if you want to be the kind like a Lincoln, if you want to be a kind like a Churchill, if you want to be a kind where histories talk about you for hundreds of years, where you become a legend forever and ever and ever to come, yeah, you may want to run with your core values deep down inside and go back and remember what your mom and dad taught you and what you were raised by that made you who you are today, the hardworking mother, you know what, that he is. And that's what a lot of people around, he's hardworking guy, no excuses. That's already center right, okay? That's a libertarian philosophy. You don't have to make excuses. You can make it work. You have to improve yourself. This is all center right philosophies. He doesn't act like a victim. He's not a victim. He doesn't make excuses. He never says, poor me, look what happened to me. I don't have any money. Bail me out. This is a guy that's coming out saying, I'm going to figure out a way to go straight to the top. So can you, my fan that you're watching me here. And I'm going to kick your ass and challenge you and inspire you to do the same as well. I think if it's history, you got to do it a different way.
Yeah.
If it's just a check mark, go by the playbook that you just said. I agree. He would be a president, no problem.
Think I totally agree with you on the values and principles there, because I do think he has a core set of values. That
I just like the guy a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of
agree.
people. I get people that say, "How can you say this?" You know, he's such a. I'm like, dude, stop. I like the guy. I mean, people don't understand. I like you a lot. You know, our relationship has grown into what it is today. I like you a lot. We may not agree politically, but I like you a lot. I like Rock.
Yeah.
I like Rock as a guy, as a dude, as who he is. I hope he makes the best of it. It's
Let
not
me
going
ask
to be
you
easy.
last thing.
Yeah.
Does it concern you at all?
Yeah.
That we haven't brought this up, and no one's really brought this up.
What's this?
That we haven't talked about policies, perspectives.
He's not a candidate yet, though.
No, meaning the fact that you've never been the mayor of a little town or a governor of anything or a senator, never been is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Not knowing how Washington works? Like, at least Trump has donated to a million different politicians.
He's in one of the most political industries in the world, which is Hollywood. Are you kidding me? This guy's been playing politics for 20 years, dealing with the guy, WWE, a very political organization.
McMahon.
The fact that he made it around McMahon and was able to be the face, yet not lose credibility with McMahon, and McMahon was still the show. This is all politics. The Rock's been in politics for 30 years. No one just knows about it. This guy may be one of the best politicians we have in America. Politician. I didn't say policies. He may be one of the best politicians we have in America the last 30 years. I'm willing to bet some of Rock's best friends are Republicans and Democrats and independent and gay and straight and pro-military and not military. I'm willing to bet this guy is one of the best politicians the last 30 years.
You know,
The bottom line is, does he have your vote?
I don't know yet. I don't know his
How
policies.
about you,
I'm a
Zen?
policy
I have
guy.
no
like
idea, but I
policies.
will say this. My fear today, in April 13th, is that He's a doer. He's a driver. He likes checking those boxes. I think he would do it to show that he could do. I don't think you can do anything and not be great at it. So I think he wants to be the biggest at everything, and that means president. I don't know at this point if I think he'd be a great president. I don't know that. But I will say this, Pat, if you're hosting the debate in 4 years, you got all your questions right from this podcast question. Today, you got The Rock here in a presidential debate. You can ask him some of these questions.
Yeah, I mean, listen, The Rock's got an open invitation on Valuetainment. He just has to ask for it. But I know his camp will say, don't sit with this guy. Okay, because he asks weird questions. Yeah. Don't go sit with everybody that's going to ask basic questions. But I'm a fan. I'm a supporter. Anything we can to help spread his message, whether we agree or not, we'd love to entertain. So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.